classes we time to time, right?
Yeah.
But it's real easy to beat. Everybody trying to do everything to beat, trying to get out of it. They're trying to do all this, all the rest of it, they can't pop the elbows upside. But it's easy to beat.
Hit them in the nose.
If you got my head like that, I'm going to take my hand and run it across to the other shoulder, see it? And I come in, boom. And I take it. It ain't hard to beat, but if you never seen it, ooh. And that's what they do. They go out to look at the other sports, boxing, kickboxing, and all this. Then they bring it, they introduce it into wrestling, and then the wrestling world ain't seen it. It's crazy. You ever seen this before? Drop on the knee wrestling. You ever seen that? Remember when the guys broke out with that? The first one we really knew was doing it was a dude named Steve Adams out of Fresno State. Then you saw Franklin Gomez, who was before him. Nick Simmons was doing it. But when he dropped down like that, do that. But if you go look at you go to the store and you buy some Aikido films, you watch the people doing Aikido, they do it all day long. That's what they do. You be walking all over the mat. So that means that Nick Simmons and them, they would take some Aikido and Stephen Adams and them, and they'll figure out how to beat it. They say, oh, if a guy faster than me, he walk all over the place. I mean, them guys are spitting on their knees, walking on these chains and head, boom, getting shots out of them and everything. You know, everybody say, I ask the question every week. I call all the college coaches I know and all the high school coaches I know, and I send them a question out every week. I text them a question. The question was, last week, how do you beat the down block? You'd be surprised what Kevin Jackson said. You'd be surprised what Dan Gable said. You'd be surprised what Coach Morgan said. You'd be surprised what all these top-notch guys said. All of them had a little something different that they would do against the down block. But right now, everybody that's down blocking won't no kids shoot because they got their hand in the way. Franklin Gomez solved the down block real simple. Y'all remember what he did to Daniel Dennis and him? Daniel Dennis tried to down block, he just pinned his arm on the ground and just went on behind him. Just you want to put it down there. Yeah, but I'm saying when Daniel Dennis was down blocking, come get down, put your hand down on the ground like you was. That dude was down like that. Chris Humphrey, just no go high.
He did that to Chris Humphrey.
Chris Humphrey. He had his hand on it. Gomez head. Boom. Whatever. Ooh, Gomez. People with Gomez, they sit back and say, well, look, if you cook the beans for this long, this is how they go cook. You just use common sense. And we don't use common sense. Another thing that we was doing that we saw, that the slide back. Remember the great slide back? The St. John slide. They used to call it the Montrose slide back. Come here, Sean. It used to be called the Montrose slide back. We used to call it the Montrose shrub. We used to call it. They were doing it so much when then St. John's got it. Then Chevy started doing it. Come here. Don't use college time. Watch them throw it back. Go over the top and throw it back. Yeah. Not to the wrestler. You don't want to Chevy. Yeah, you do it.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. That. Remember, ooh, you see people hitting it, don't nobody else do it. It's really a simple answer for that too. But I had to go all the way back to a cat that wrestled in the 60s to get the answer. But nobody figured out what to do against it. What? Right. No, anybody went all the way up to the wrestling in the 60s, which I called him my Uncle June. Uncle June was back in the 60s. Come here, please. That throwback was what everybody was doing in the 60s. Now we here in 2010, 2011, 2012, but it came back. But in the 60s, that's what they did. Do it again. Boom. That's what they did in the 60s. So he told me the counter to it. You know what the counter to it is? When I'm in here with Meech, and Meech reaches his hand over here, and get ready to throw me back, you know what I do? I just simply pull his arm through and go to a wrestler. Oh, wow. That's the answer to it all. But that's what they did. So now ain't nobody going to go back and look in the 60s. So everybody getting beat with this move. But the simple answer to it is just do this. Once his hand come over, Soon as his hand come over, I grab his wrist, I just snatch it down, and I'm right back in control again. Which it looked like, oh wow, man, it ain't that hard if you pay attention. I was watching the St. John kids, they was having a field day just throwing them. They was throwing everybody by me. One time they threw a guy so by so hard, man, I dropped my pot. I watched Chevy in semi in the quarterfinals hit a dude with 8 of them. And I was saying to myself, is he really not that bright? 8 in a row? How you keep coming up to an individual, he just keeps yacking at him, yacking at him, yacking at him. I was sitting there, this is unbelievable.
Hello. Hello, sir.
So when you going back, little guys, y'all be on the computer, y'all be doing your little computer stuff, you start going back looking way back in the day. You might find a movie somebody was doing back in the 70s that ain't nobody seen in a while, and you start killing people with it. Like that Splago everybody doing. Wayne Silas killed people in the 70s with Splago. Then in the 80s, where nobody couldn't get no Splagos because they had already seen it in the 70s.
I see him do something for a good tour.
Look on the computer, go back in time, and start finding stuff, man.
Tour the next day.
Everything the rest of it is just a big circle. You know John Smith? What's that do John Smith do there? What you call it? The low single. You ready to move? Are you ready to go? Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do this last one. I'm gonna let y'all go. Hold on. Come here, Shine. I'm gonna do this last one for y'all, and I'm gonna go. All right.
Pay attention.
The low single by John Smith. Shoot the low single. Somebody needs one. Boom. Okay, that's a low single, right? That was the greatest thing in the world. You know what John Smith picked that up? The Cubans didn't have no weights back in the early Olympic Games. So they could never, but they somehow know they was the only country that was able to beat the Russians and the Germans. You know why? The low single. John Smith saw it, took it, renovated it, made it his own, and became a killer because he knew that was one thing that he didn't need no strength to do. Okay? Now, then all of a sudden, after John Smith did it for so long, his brother Pat Smith came along and did it, and then people was just trying to figure out how to beat this thing, right? So a couple of guys came up with a way to beat it, which made sense. It was just ridiculous. And when you look and say, man, this is all you had to do. Come here, Ricky. This is all you had to do to beat this thing. When you get ready to shoot in on this low single, right? All Michi got to do is drop his knee over there. Just drop your knee, boom. Low single beat. They'll spin out, spin out. So all you got to do, it ain't hard to really beat if you understand what's going on. If you try to pull out of it and kick out of it and sprawl out of it and go over the top, you ain't gonna have no luck. But if you just drop your knee and kick and spin out, you got it one more time.
I say if you wasn't off the knee, I was gonna bring it down to you.
Spin out, boom. That's all you gotta do. Yeah. Yes.
What, you want me to bring it to the shop?
Yeah.